Welcome to Thursday Thought Leaders for BW Healthcare World. Our guest today is Rajat Puri, the Chief Operating Officer of Carelon and the President of Carelon Global Solutions. Through his leadership at Carelon's operations, Rajat directs the company in executing the service delivery and performance commitments. With more than 25 years of leadership experience in sourcing and vendor management technology and healthcare, Rajat has previously held various related roles at McKesson, GE, Cyber, and Tata Infotech. So welcome to BW Healthcare World, Rajat. It's such a pleasure to have you with us today. Let me begin. Since your company is looking at data analytics and it's all around data, what you're working on, how important do you think data is for the healthcare industry, and how has it evolved over the last few years?
Yeah, thank you, Harvinder, for having me here. First of all, this is a pleasure interacting with you on a very important topic of healthcare and the advancement of technology and AI and things like that. So to answer your question, the power of data analytics in healthcare has seen a tremendous success. If you think about it, what we have seen in the last few years is more personalized treatment through a whole health approach. Predictive modeling can propel healthcare beyond traditional approach and improve health equity. If there's a concept which is coming up really loud and clear, which is around whole health index, which would give insurers and providers a 360-degree view on consumer health by taking community, social, and clinical drivers into consideration. One of the other examples I would like to quote here is our digital nurse assistant that helps clinical examiners access critical information and determine if an authorization request is needed or not. Our digital nurse assistant has resulted in 10% quicker turnaround of our authorizations. We have also seen a huge improvement in preventing fraud and coding errors in health insurance. So we have a solution. It goes by the name of end-to-end payment integrity, which is really propelled by our sophisticated analytics tools and business processes. It identifies fraud, prevents errors in claims before even it's made on behalf of our insurance to our providers. So I think, just to summarize, I think this entire analytics space is huge for all the health insurance, and Carelon Global Solutions is making very strong headwind on this particular topic.
Right. And Rajat, when we're looking at data, there are two kinds of data that healthcare industry actually produces. One is a business data, which helps us to do business better or bring in efficiencies. But there's a lot of data that is being collected, which could actually help in creating personalized solutions. Do you think that what you are doing actually helps in creating these kind of solutions? And if you have any examples to share around this?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think if you think about it, like this entire pandemic really helped us to fast track all our digital transformation, and especially in an industry which was lagging behind, right? Typically what we have seen is healthcare industry lags behind our manufacturing, our financial industry on digital transformation. And I think our reliance on digital technologies to provide quality healthcare to our customers have increased manifold during pandemic. So if you talk about few examples, we saw a huge increase in use of telemedicine by both patients and by providers. There's a lot of innovation that is going in to improve our customer experience, to what you're asking, and really helping our customers being more comfortable in front of our doctor using those technologies. Moreover, what we are trying to do is also take one step ahead, right? We are trying to see how we can integrate care and simplify consumer experience at the same time. So for example, a member may approach a particular hospital. He or she can buy medicines from a particular pharmacy and can use a mobile application from a wellness kind of a company. So the key thing is, how do we integrate all of these experiences in one platform and really connect our members with providers? So that's where our telehealth OS comes in play. And we have done a lot of work in that space, improving our customer experience, but also improving our consumer experience as they interact with the providers.
Right. And Rajat, do you think that the transformation in technology, such as advancements that we are seeing around AI, we are looking at a lot of automation solutions for the healthcare industry. Now, Chat GPT has come in. Uh, are these helping in disruptions and breakthroughs in creating better opportunities to solve complex healthcare problems specific to India? For example, rural healthcare is a very big problem that we are looking at. Despite all efforts, we're still going very slow. Then the patient post-surgery patient connect or the remote monitoring. How do you think all these technologies are coming in together to build efficiencies in the system per se?
Yeah, like I said, I think people are getting more comfortable with the technology that you were talking about. Now it all only depends on the infrastructure that we have around those technologies, right? So I feel rural India, as we start investing in those infrastructural components, I think you will see an uptake of using those technologies. So I'm not very, I think the technology point of view, we are there. The infrastructure part on the rural side, we have to make some investments, and I'm sure government is making some great moves out there. And private industry should also take their own stuff, and we should also help with that mission. To answer your other question on AI and how is that improving our consumer experience and creating better experiences, there are a few examples that I can give you, right? I mean, using AI to meet where customer needs us. For example, we can use AI, which we have been using, to help our patients order drugs on a timely manner based on their usage, but also based on their needs. That's something that we had never done before. So using something like digital pharmacy concept is extremely important. What does it do? Not only it helps us to make sure that the patients are getting drugs at the right time, it makes sure that they're using it and they are staying out of the hospitals by taking their preventive medicines. Uh, the other example of like how we are going to improve our customer experience or consumer experience in our call center. And, so my example would be, we rolled out something which is very, very fundamentally different than other companies. We call it as member AI ops. So member AI ops, what does it do? It first of all, no one wants to call a call center, right? So how can we get the information that we need to provide to the member calling us on their fingertips? So that's what member AI ops do. Chatbots, another great example you said, right? Using automated chatbots where they can do more self-service without having them to call our call center. So that's another investment that Carelon Global Solutions have been doing, and that's been going really well. The other thing I think we should look at from an AI point of view is how we can, again, to my earlier point, how do we integrate whole health index? Really, previously we used to focus only on physical aspect, right? Now with combined with physical, mental, social, community, and then really look at a whole health index point of view as we are treating our patients and looking at the entire 360-degree view and providing them the exact care that they need is going to be very important. And I think AI is really helping us to get that done.
And Rajat, when you're looking at services that you provide, one is the insurance part of your business, but the other aspect where you're developing AI solutions, technology solutions for the healthcare industry, who are your customers? Are these the hospitals who need efficiencies? Are these large diagnostic chains? Who are your customers worldwide?
Yeah, I mean, I think our customers are all of them. But I would say always look at our members, our patients as our number one customer. We also use a lot of technology to help our providers, that doctors, to get the service that they need to give to our patients at the time that they need. So, I mean, always keep members or patients in center and help using our entire AI technologies and blockchain methodology to help our entire ecosystem to provide that care that our patients need. So that would be our entire premise.
Awesome. And tell me one thing, Rajat, I personally believe that there are three pillars in healthcare, and everything that anybody is doing to disrupt or build innovation around it impacts one of the three pillars. One is access to healthcare. Second is bettering the quality of healthcare. And third is making it affordable. Affordable for the patient means making it cost effective for the provider, and insurance companies are anyways affected, because they are the ones who are actually spending money. Uh, how can we make insurance affordable for people, and also the experience of an engagement between a hospital and the patient seamless, so that the efficiency can be built in, which is what the core of what you really want to do.
It's a brilliant question, Harvinder. I think let me take a couple of steps in like answering that question. Access to healthcare has been an issue, right? We all knew that. I mean, we cannot produce enough doctors for the populations that we serve. So I think what we were talking earlier around digital technologies has really helped us to get that part checked. I mean, access to healthcare, has really improved. I know a lot of people even from like other countries are accessing healthcare within India by using telemedicine and so on. So I think that access problem we have solved. Quality of healthcare, that's an interesting one, right? I think we can do much more by using data analytics, by using AI to get the right quality healthcare that the patients need, right? So I think insurance can definitely play a role there. Making sure that they are enrolling only quality providers and value-based providers. That's important. Instead of like giving them fees when they see a patient, is there a way for us to really have their revenue model based on the quality of the service that they provide to the patients? So I think that's being a hot topic, and Carelon has been really focusing on that aspect. And the third thing you said was about quality of the experience that our patients get in from the providers and from the insurance, and how we can make it more affordable, right? So I think with all the technologies that we have been talking about, the digital nurse assistant that I spoke about, I spoke about member AI ops. If you think really why we are doing that is to make our healthcare being more affordable. There's another thing that I did not mention is about, instead of creating and giving insurance plan, which is very generic to a member, we are using AI and blockchain to customize our healthcare insurance plans for the members. They should only pay for what they need instead of like giving them like everything and they only use a small pocket of that. So that attempt of really transforming the entire healthcare plans that we are providing to our members, I think is very important, and it's going to really make the healthcare affordable for the patient when they select their benefits and so on.
Lovely. And Rajat, you also mentioned that Carelon is working in various geographies. You have services in Philippines, you have in Puerto Rico, and are you also serving India?
We are not really serving India as a market, but you're right. We have majority of our people that we have are from India. So just to give you a little bit of background of Carelon Global Solutions, we have 25,000 employees across the globe. Around 18,000 are from India, serving our US healthcare system. 7,000 are in Philippines, and then few hundred people are in Ireland, and then a new location that we just started in Puerto Rico, really helping our bilingual people back in US. So predominantly, it's servicing US geography with all these locations that I just mentioned.
Yeah. So my question, the reason I asked you this was, my question was centered around the language. That when you're looking at building systems and processes and technology, we are all using mobile as a, the front end. And when you're looking at serving Spanish speaking people in the US, etc., what is it that you're doing to make it easy for the customer to start using your platforms? So is language a barrier? Is this something that you're doing around that?
Yeah, we are. Short answer is we are. We are really customizing our user interface to go beyond English. and then have like being really displayed as Spanish. Not only that, but also when they call, a Spanish person calls our call centers, I mean, they can get, like we were talking about chatbot. I mean, we are customizing even chatbot and chat interfaces in Spanish. But as and when they get our, live member helpline, those people are equipped with the skills that they need to have talking in Spanish and so on. And that's where Puerto Rico comes into play.
Right. And in this, era where uh, data is the underlying basis of whatever we are doing, and when you have a team of say 25,000 people working with you, how do you ensure data privacy and security?
Yeah, that's a great question, and that's actually on top of our mind. I mean, we take data privacy very seriously. We have right protocols in place for each of the countries that we have, established. We have periodic audits, making sure that the data stays within the firewall boundaries of our company. And we offer that back to US as an audit result, making sure that nothing leaks, and very strong procedures, I would say. I mean, we are a microcosm of our company, and every single location that we have established is a carbon copy of that same process that we have established, in US. So we take data privacy very, very seriously, and we have right protocols to make sure that it doesn't actually leave our boundary, four walls of
And,
our boundary.
right. And where does this data come from? Is it the data being provided by the patient or the someone who buys an insurance, or is it the data that comes from a hospital? Uh, and how easy is this access? Are they obligated to share this data with you, or is it something that the patient controls and you need an approval of the patient for the data to flow from a hospital to the insurance company beyond the basics for the payment? Uh, where does this data all come from?
Yeah, it's all controlled by patients. I mean, there's something by the name of like HIPAA law in US. So every patient, tells us what information they are comfortable in sharing, and we keep that in our record after we have that secured approval from the patient. So that's as I like very minimal required for us to do what we need to do to help our patients, is what we actually keep in our systems.
And Rajat, also, one is AI helping you to create a seamless, flow of information and flow of business transactions between the patient and you, patient and the hospital, hospital and you. Uh, when you're looking at this, how is AI? So one is, for the insurance part of it, but how are you using AI and technology to build efficiencies in managing this team of 25,000 people so that you could be more affordable and profitable? Because, there is a cost pressure on every company which is operating in the healthcare domain.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. I mean, that's actually a fundamental strategy of us. So we have to be very, very careful of like doing what we need to do for our healthcare industry, which I spoke about is still kind of like lagging behind other industries. But at the same time, we have to get ahead. So we use a lot of automation technologies. What we have done, Harbinder, in our company, we've created like a couple of center of excellences. So every manual process that we have within the system, we have a team of engineers looking at that and see, can those be automated, right? And then, doing that really improves all of our efficiencies, cost, and all of that. But more importantly, it's more predictable and less manual errors would be made if we automate that, right? So that's definitely part of that. We have something by the name of Digital Claim Examiner, DCE, which actually processes around 1.2 million claims in a year. And what does that do? It really auto adjudicates the claims in a very defined protocols. So none of the human beings have to really touch it. So to answer your question about, I mean, we have to be efficient, we have to be smart, and ultimately help our patients where and when they need us. So all of that actually really comes around in 360 as we use those more automation and so on.
And what percentage of your cost is being managed by your team in India? For example, are you outsourcing the back-end activities of claim processing, etc., in India? Or are you also looking at development happening from India for technology that you're going to be using in the US? What part of the business is being managed by Indian teams?
Yeah, I think it's a lot. If you think about the India, right? I mean, there are like few things just at a very high level. What we do from India is all the technologies we spoke about, whether it is AI, it's portal, it's mobile apps, it's data analytics, right? So anything that has either small t or big T, capitalized T, is happening from India. The other thing that we do from India is all the non-voice back office functions, which includes huge transaction processing like claims processing, enrollment, membership, benefits administration. So all of that actually also happens from India. So a huge component of what we have to do for our US customers.
And the teams that work in India, did you choose to set up your own system, or you're outsourcing some of the services?
No, it's 100% owned by us.
And tell me one thing, Rajat, what are the kind of challenges that you face by outsourcing these services to India? Of course, cost is a very, very big, important aspect, and the reason why you outsource or have teams sitting in other geographies. But are there any challenges that you face which you wish they weren't there?
Yeah, I think with every operations of this scale, there are always challenges. I mean, and they always, like I would say, at different phases of the journey of a company, right? When we were first starting, it used to be Legato Health Technologies. We just rebranded it to Carelon Global Solutions beginning of this year. So Legato was not a household name. So we had to do a lot of branding activities to make sure that our brand is being known. So that was one challenge. Now we have done a fabulous job if you think about it in the last 4 years. I mean, from 0 to 18,000 in India, like I told, I mean, that challenge I would say has been negated. But then how do we really make sure that the talent that we hired, we can retain them, we can help them groom and then really make them more valuable to us? So then the new challenge comes up, like how do we, upskill them with the latest technologies that are coming with AI and so on. So, just to make sure that we have the right talent, but also like maintain them, nurture them, and give them opportunities. We have a limitless campaign that we have launched very recently. So that actually is focused on really talent management. We give them the necessary tools and technologies so that they feel good about what they're doing and really innovate in the the culture that we have set up in India. So, I mean, that's another thing. I think that's another challenge that we have. Other than that, I think the normal challenge that exists with any of the companies, I mean, making sure our cost structures are really competitive, right? And we are providing value to the companies back in US. Yeah, and I feel like we have done a really good job. And that is really evident with the growth that we've experienced in the last 5 years.
And these are all captive units developing for Carelon.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. And so, what are your plans on growing this business in India? And is offering services to Indian partners at any point in time a part of your strategy anytime in the future?
Yeah, so growth is going to happen. I mean, it may not just happen only in numbers that we have seen. It may happen in the value that I was talking about with all the latest technology we spoke about. So I think, we started with one location in Bangalore. Now we have like 7 different locations within the country. So I'm pretty sure it will continue. And I'm very excited about that. So I think with the collective 18,000 and 25,000 global people, I'm sure we'll provide that value that we need for our customers back in US. To answer your other question around, in India, right now the focus is not there. I mean, we are really serving our US customer base, but we'll see and we'll constantly evaluate if there's anything that we can do for the Indian market.
Lovely, Rajat. It has been such a pleasure talking to you because initially, when I started my conversation, I thought it's going to be only around data analytics and what it does for the healthcare industry. But the focus of what you're building efficiencies in the way you're serving your insurance customers and the patients, I think it's a commendable job that you guys are doing in terms of using the latest technologies to build efficiencies, not only building a better or creating a better experience, but also serving them to reduce the time and also maybe at in future reducing the cost at which the insurance can be provided.
Absolutely. Pleasure, Harbinder. It was great speaking with you. And, I really appreciate the opportunity.
It's a pleasure.